Welcome to 30 and Nerdy. My name is David.
Whoa, who's that? It's Brady.
And we are still AJ-less this week, as you will find out in the future or the past.
Don't do this to me again, David.
That AJ is celebrating his anniversary, so we gave him the night off.
He will have to use vacation time for this. We have 40 hours.
Yeah.
Between the three of us, so
Yeah.
this is kind of costly.
Way to go, AJ. We only got 4 more days left.
Yeah.
Jerk. So we're going to be talking about Red Dead Redemption 2 because AJ hates Rockstar games.
He does. I kind of want to get him to play this one because I think he'd like it.
I think he would too because there's a lot of RPG-ish aspects to it. Like I literally will just whistle at my horse and run just so I level up my running and my stamina. How do you level up? Just by killing people, do you level up your Deadeye?
I think so, yeah. Because mine drains so fast.
Yeah. And I hate it because now that I'm playing it a lot, I have the controls down. But the first time, I was just coming out of the second camp that you build up on top of the Valentine.
Yeah.
Or away from Valentine, but really close to Valentine. And these O'Driscoll people just came out of nowhere. And it wasn't bad the first time it happened because there's only 2 of them. Like, who are you looking at? I was like, well, I'm going to shoot you in the face for talking to me like that.
Yep.
But then the second time, it was a stagecoach with like 4 people in it and 2 guys on horses. And I tried to do the thing, but I couldn't remember the buttons, and then they just pumped me full of lead, and I was dead.
Yeah, they hang out pretty close to the camp. It's surprising. Yeah. Like, there were just some leaning up against a tree.
Uh-huh. And
they said something in their Irish dialect. And I'm like, well, I'm going to shoot you with a shotgun now. I hope you're happy.
I'm annoyed because I have the double-barreled shotgun and the sawed-off shotgun, but I hear that the pump-action shotgun is just ridiculously amazing.
Yeah.
And I can't find one anywhere. Because I know if you steal one or just pick one up, you get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't find one. And I can't buy it yet because it's locked to me for some reason.
Oh, is it? I wonder if you have to do story.
I'm assuming that I'll get story, but if you find it, you then can unlock it.
Yeah.
Like earlier than when you're supposed to.
Oh, okay. I really like the double barreled. I put there's different kinds of ammo you can buy.
Yes.
And is one a slug?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought that for the double barrel, and that thing it rips through people.
I may have to do that because right now I just finished a quest, and we're not going to be doing too terribly much spoiler because I'm only about 25% of the way through the game, so I'm not that far along. I'm still in chapter 2, I believe. And so I just finished because there's a town, I believe, called Strawberry.
Yep.
Which I felt really bad for because there was a guy who was like lost. He's like, hey, help,
oh, yeah.
help.
I remember that guy.
And he's like, I need to go back to Strawberry or whatever this town's name. I believe it's called Strawberry.
Strawberry, yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, you can follow me because I knew this was the quest because I'd had a friend who talked to me about it. And we're basically, because if you do anything bad, you have warrants or
bounties.
Bounties, there we go, that you can pay at the post offices or train stations. But this one, as soon as you do it, because you're trying to free one of your people who got caught.
Micah.
Micah, yeah, because he killed 2 people or something like that.
He's a dumbass.
Yeah, he is. I really thought about not saving him.
Yeah.
But it turns out that if you do save him, he gives you a second holster.
Oh, yeah.
Which is nice.
So nice.
But as soon as you do that, your wanted level or your bounty goes from like, I have a $5 bounty in the first area. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't remember what I did to get it, but I have a $5 bounty. Nobody seems to really
looked
care.
At somebody wrong.
Yeah. And then this immediately shoots you up to $225 bounty.
Yeah.
Which is a decent chunk of change.
Mine was $300 for some reason. I probably did something extra.
But, I mean, you literally kill everybody in the town. And I felt really bad for the guy. I was like, well, hopefully you didn't come out.
Yeah.
Hopefully you stayed in your hotel room.
Yeah, I did not expect that. I'm like, okay, well, obviously the law is going to come after
I was figuring
you,
we'll kill, like, the sheriff and his 2 guys, but it was the whole entire...
Almost every single person.
Apparently was all, like, a law officer. Because because I would go around and loot them as fast as I could, because the first time I tried it, I was looting everybody, and then Micah got killed because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right, I'll just loot, like, every 3rd person as I can. And like every person I picked up had some little badge on their chest.
Yep.
So, but
yeah, they're like the synths from Fallout 4. They can just materialize from out of nowhere. That part was brutal too, because Micah, he just blows that guy's brains out.
I didn't see that because I was looting people. I just heard him going in.
Oh,
hey Tiny, or whatever.
Well,
the
right
guy's
when
name
you
is.
pull him out, he's in there with an O'Driscoll, I think, in the jail cell, and then he shoots him point blank, and it's like, oh shit, shit's about to go down. Yeah, and then he goes in that house, and he murders other people. It's like, holy fuck! I thought we were like chaotic good, but no, he's just bad.
And I've because we talked off air about this, because Brady's trying to play like a neutral-ish. And I was like, well, because I normally play these games and I play them good.
Yeah.
But I've been trying to play bad, but at the same time, I'm probably going to go back to good. Just because there's no good bonus. Like, you get discounts for being good.
Yep.
You get the good ending for being good. I'm assuming you get a lot of...
I didn't know there was multiple endings.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Because it's based on... I think there's 4 endings.
Oh, wow.
I think. And it's all based on... several different things. Like there's a choice at the end of the game which determines how you do, and then also based on your light or dark.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to play it like I'll help people and try to do good deeds, but I don't take no shit.
Yeah, and that's the annoying thing. Because like there's this one guy who I was coming down to the river, and I can't remember. It's whatever place the Strawberry is. I think is like that dividing line. And there was a guy who got bit, and I was just kind of staring at him. I was like, do I really want to help him?
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'll help him. I gave him the cure. And then I went to Valentine, and he was like, hey, mister, go into the gun shop and buy whatever you want.
Anything.
And I was like, oh, sweet. I'll get a volcanic pistol, because I was almost $150, but I didn't have it. So I was just like, well, I'll get that. Because that was the only thing I could get, really, that I didn't already have.
Yeah.
Or
I bought some other pistol, too. It's really nice. But that guy, I just sucked the venom out.
Oh, see, I was like, I'm not going to do that.
I'm like, you can either... You have an option, give cure or suck venom. I'm like, what? And it worked.
So what did Arthur say?
Like how is his manner? Oh, come on.
Because there's also he just has the funniest mannerisms, and I mean, going along with like Red Dead Redemption 1, you had John Marsden, and if you didn't, since you didn't have Red Dead 2, he was a great protagonist.
Oh yeah,
just
one of the best.
Loved
in gaming.
The little bow-legged mother trucker. I mean, seriously, he looked like he was riding a tiny pony all the time.
Yeah. You see a lot of those guys at the fair. Like, you've been on a horse way too long.
But then as you get Red Dead 2, and not just saying, like, oh, the updated graphics and the better systems and the better everything, but just the characters, in Red Dead Redemption 2, Marsden is a big pussball.
Yeah.
Who just gets yelled at by his wife all the time and then tells you to shut up and leave him alone. Arthur is just this super likable character, even though he's an outlaw and a bad person who does bad things to good people sometimes.
He seems like a guy whose hand was kind of forced into being that.
Yep.
I'm sure we'll learn more as we play, but...
Yeah. But I like the character. I don't remember really where I was going with this, besides to... Oh, his mannerisms, that's right.
Yeah.
So, like, there's a war vet who hangs out in Valentine, and he'll talk to me like, oh, hey... He's like, can I give you a hug? And so I said, yeah. And he's like, all right. And so he only has one arm, so he's like hugging you. And like Arthur just has his arms down.
He just wants it to stop.
So I just like doing those kind of awkward things to Arthur just to see what his reaction will be to those odd situations that he wouldn't probably, if he was his own person.
He would not have hugged that vet. Yeah. Hell, that'd get you thrown in jail back then. Oh, two-man hugging? What the shit is that? And I love Dutch's voice, how it cracks. It sounds almost like a comedic version of an outlaw. Just in the very beginning, he's like, "It's okay, I'll get you out of here." It's like
Dutch is the. I mean, I like Dutch, but he is the biggest waste of space because he doesn't do anything. All he does is sit at camp with his one girlfriend. There. They talk, they dance,
and they play
dominoes, and then he smokes a cigar.
Yeah, it's like, and Arthur's the only one out doing stuff, and Hosea,
yeah. And I just came across the cigarette guy. I don't know. You probably haven't. I don't know if you because he wants you to. Because in cigarette packs, apparently there's like trading cards.
Cards, yeah.
And he wants you to get full sets, and then he'll buy them off you. Mm-hmm. And he's like, some days I just smoke 200 cigarettes a day just to find these cards.
Oh my God.
And not only do I get to, because I mean it's basically like cracking a pack in Magic, where he gets super excited about it. But he's like,
yeah.
But I also get the life affirming cigarette smoke, because back then they didn't. You're like, oh, this is healthy.
Yeah, and it even boosts your stats when you smoke in that game. But yeah, I love when like Arthur, like you'll run into a tree and the mission where you have to steal those oil tankers.
I don't know if I've done that one yet.
Oh, I got shot, or one exploded, and he's just like, shit. I love his reactions to everything. Oh shit.
They are pretty funny.
About everything about the game, like when you look at other open world games and Red Dead side by side, it's like they all pale in comparison.
I know. I mean, this is
except for maybe the new Assassin's Creed, because Ubisoft are masters of open world.
But I would agree with you that this one is just absolutely
it's mind blowing what they can do.
It's not only just gorgeous in its style, but the weather effects are amazing.
Oh yeah,
it
is kind of annoying how they'll just pop out of nowhere, like a thunderstorm.
I think that's kind of cool though, because there was one time where I was coming from like super light. Now, of course, normally you'd be able to see that kind of wall of darkness and rain kind of heading towards you, or you heading towards it. But at the same time, it's kind of cool because it got a little bit darker and a little bit darker, and then all of a sudden it was just raining and pouring.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
And the lightning effects, too. It just lights up like daylight, like it would in real life.
Real life, yeah.
And so I remember a thunderclap scared me. I'm just riding and it's like, oh my God.
But it is absolutely super gorgeous. Just in the, I mean, as far as the most beautiful game of the year, it's contender.
Oh, easily.
And surprisingly, normally games that take this kind of level of, and it's not even that intense, I think, but where you have to watch, like you have to eat, then you have to sleep, and you have to keep your stamina and your dead eye.
Keep your horse clean.
Keep your horse clean. Normally when these games kind of put those things in there, they get really tedious.
Yeah.
But here it's not that bad because there's a lot of stuff that kind of does double things. So like, if you drink a ginseng something or other, it'll give you stamina and health.
Yeah.
Or if you drink coffee, it gives you dead eye and stamina.
Yeah, they really did that well where it doesn't feel like a chore.
Yeah.
And it just comes natural.
Yeah. And like there's sometimes like I was just running to a certain place because like I said in the Afternoon Delight, there'll be times where I'm just running, but I'll whistle so my horse is right behind me because you have to be within a certain range of your horse so that I can get my stats up. But I'm still running, and I was like, well, my stamina bar is almost done, so I'm just going to camp. So I put up a camp.
Yeah.
I cooked some food, and then I slept, and then I got on my horse and I rode. And it just, I mean, the sheer idea of me taking time out of my day, quote unquote, day in the game to do something like that just so that my character is fresh and ready to roll.
Yeah, like going hunting just so you could, I'm low on meat, I better go.
Yeah, or the camp is low on meat.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what the rest of my camp is doing, but I've seen like the only person who's, because I was like, Arthur, you look like shit. You need to go wash all that blood off. Because I'm sitting there carrying like a pronghorn carcass with me everywhere I go, which is really annoying because I shoot those right in the head and I still get poor quality. It's like I hit you in the head. I didn't hit you in the side.
Are you using a varmint gun?
No, I'm using a bow and arrow.
Oh. Sometimes it depends on the size of the arrow, too. Like, there's small game arrows.
Oh, then maybe I'll have to do that.
Like, I remember finding a frog, and it's like, you can use small game arrows to kill frogs to get better pelts. I'm like, who shoots a frog with a bow and arrow? Just kick it.
Just catch it.
Again, going back to animals I can kick.
Yeah. But I will say there are some... there's one quest that I'm going to go back and probably do bad things. Because there's one quest where you're... I I don't know if she was your wife or your girl. I think she's your girlfriend who you're going to marry, but her family hates you.
Oh, yeah.
And
is this one where you have to find her
brother? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you go and they're like some cult that's on the top of this mountain, and you get him back after a while. And I want to actually go back up on the mountain just to see if those people are there.
Yeah.
And then like throw them off the mountain.
When I went up there, I went the antagonistic route. I didn't like, hey, her sister wants it back. I'm like, what the fuck are you dumbasses doing? Give me the boy, or I'll kill you. And they pulled guns on me. I'm like, all right, you're gonna go meet your maker, whatever God you pray to, you're gonna meet today.
And that is the other fun thing is I really like that because the Deadeye gives you a lot of advantage.
Yeah.
In a world that's stacked against you. Because there's one time where there was a bridge and then somebody's like, you stop right there. So I slowly took my horse off the bridge and then got off my horse because I didn't want to be a giant standing target.
Yeah.
And walked up to him, then just was like, all right, let's do this. Popped up my pistol and then just Deadeyed like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Then there were still 2 more, but they popped out of their wagon and I just popped them off.
It is nice, especially in the middle of a gunfight. You can kind of just slow down and pick them off.
Uh-huh.
And another thing I like, at your campsite, you can like notch your bullets so they do more damage.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, but you have to do each one individually.
Oh, my word.
So you just smash A or X over and over, and it does a little bit more damage, but it's tedious.
But it's worth it.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. I saw that and I was wondering about that, but I never did anything. I just saw the menu type thing to do.
And just the amount of little things like that they don't tell you about. I'm sure it's all in because it has a really good guide in the pause menu that tells you how to do stuff.
And the one thing I do like is that while the menu is kind of hard to traverse in the beginning because you don't think about your satchel. Like you hit the start button and then you'll have your menu that kind of shows you like here's your quests that are that you're outstanding and ones that are finished. This doesn't have that. So I feel like it doesn't really hold your hand, but it'll sometimes ask for your hand.
Yeah.
So it's not going to guide you, but it'll be like, hey, I'd like to hold your hand for just a little bit. Or it's like, here's this quest, here's this big yellow area, go search this area.
Yep.
Instead of, here's all the different things you have to do. We're going to give you a point A to point B.
Yeah, just a checklist.
CD, yeah. And so I kind of like that because then it just leaves, you can have lots of things open and they're all being tracked at the same time. It's just whether you want to go
and do
north, south, east, west to do it.
And it's just a small blip on the map.
Yeah. And there's lots of cool things like Brady and I were talking about in the Afternoon Delight that there seems to be a serial killer plot or mini quest, which I'm excited for. I've only found the first section and I kind of want to track that down next.
I watched the video on it. I kind of wish I didn't watch it because I wanted to find it naturally, but they're pretty spread out, so you're not just going to find them. Because,
the first one is underneath the... it's a short train bridge next to I think like southwest, southeast of Valentine. And I just happened to walk across it. I was like, oh, is that a body that somebody just hung up there? And it starts to play like kind of creepy music and your horse starts getting skittish. And then I got off my horse and looked and I was like, this just looks like somebody got dismembered. But I mean, why would a city leave somebody up there and then you find the note and then they're like, do you, or no, they painted, I'm assuming with the blood, something on the rock next to the, and I can't remember what it said, but it's like, do you enjoy my work or something like that? Some, creepy,
That makes you think back then how often stuff like that happened and
that people didn't get caught just because it was the era.
You could just kill people, and if you don't go back to that town again, you're not going to get caught.
See, that's the thing. I was wondering how law enforcement had to be such a hard thing to be back then.
Oh, yeah. You pretty much just... You're judge, jury, and executioner. I watched somebody get hanged in Valentine.
Did you?
Yeah. His wife was sitting there crying, and they dropped him. It's like, holy shit. So I went up and punched the body, and the executioner's like, hey, get the hell away from that body. I will say they need to fine tune NPCs' anger levels.
Yeah, because they're like
they're like on a hair trigger of like you brush by like a single fiber of your shirt touches them and like, what the hell's your problem? Like,
well, what I did today is I was trying to run through town to get to Micah, and I was in Valentine, and so I was going down the main drag, and then the horse, because there were two horses, and then I was on the right side, they were on my left, and then the one horse decided, or the guy on the horse just decided he wanted to put his horse all the way across the whole entire thing. So I just plowed right into him.
God.
So my horse goes ass first over, and we all get up. My horse is fine, whatever. Then they're like, then it all starts kind of flashing, the police are coming after me. It's like, what? What did we both hit each other? It's not like it was anybody's fault.
Yeah.
I mean, it was his, but
nobody cares. Yeah. And I went to St. Charles, the big city.
Yeah.
To the south. I'm like this is like a minefield of, because I'm just walking down the street and there's so many people. I'm having to meander my way through so I don't kill the whole town. It's like I can't handle this. I'm leaving. I'm going back to the wilderness because it's almost instant. And I love how people they'll just look at you and you can hold the trigger to defuse. Like, what did I do to you?
See, my thing is I'll be riding and I'll go up to people's campfires that are off the beaten path just because, you kind of get some special stuff if you do that.
Yeah.
And the last 3 times that I've done it has been, they'll just be pointing their gun as soon as I get close to them.
Yeah.
You need to get away from here. I felt really bad because there was this one farm and there's this dog, and so I was patting him and stuff like that. And then the farmer came out and was like, "This is the private property. You need to get off." I was like, "All right."
Yeah.
And so I stood up and was diffusing the situation, but I apparently didn't move fast enough, so he started shooting me. So then I shot him. Then his dog started attacking me, so I accidentally killed the dog, and I felt really bad about the dog.
I didn't know dogs could attack you.
I think he just started barking at me, and then I hit the trigger, and it zoomed in on him instead of the guy.
Oh.
And so I nailed the dog, and so I was like, well, I'll shoot the dog again so he's dead instead of,
wounded.
Yeah.
Slowly
And
dying.
then the guy, I don't know how he did it, or if he just, decided he was going to run through his house, but he ended up behind me. Because I ran, because I was at the front left side corner of his house, and I ran away from him because I was kind of getting hurt, so I was going to hide behind the thing and just kind of pop out and shoot him when he came around. And then he ran from behind me, so I think he did go through his house. And then I did one of those execution things where I ran up to him and just put my gun up under his chin, and it was like,
oh dang! I didn't know you could do that.
Well, I didn't do it. I mean, I think it just kind of happens.
Oh,
I didn't intend for it to happen.
Cool.
So if I did something, I don't know what I did to do it.
That's awesome. I'm gonna try that now.
But I was like, well, that could have gone better.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna go
because I was on my way to Micah as well, and I was still kind of waffling between, am I gonna be good? Am I gonna be bad? I was like, well, I guess I'm.
They kind of made your choice for you there.
It was kind of bad.
Hell, killing the dog. You should be all the way at the evil end.
Yeah.
And people are like, why can't you pet cats? Like, I want to pet the cat. Because cats are shitty animals and they hate you.
They're evil.
Dogs are nothing but good.
Yep.
And love. They're just love creatures.
Dogs are the good people who got reincarnated. Cats are bad people.
Cats are terrorists.
They're all Al Qaeda. ISIS.
They're already here.
But yeah, it is a lot of fun. There's a lot of different stupid stuff. Like we were saying, it takes forever to get anywhere, but I don't seem to mind.
Yeah. Because
it's so beautiful. It's so much fun. I'm hoping that it will stay that way instead of kind of get old hat. But I mean, I love being able to push I'm not sure what the button is called, but not the 3-line start one, but the one on the left side.
The menu button.
But if you push that, you can get to the cinematic thing, and that's really cool. Just gives you, besides that, I usually end up throwing myself off a cliff.
Yeah. Your horse just goes dead straight.
and if I'm in a place where it's like, oh, this has such a beautiful view on top of this hill. Oh!
Dead. Yeah. First person's kind of fun too.
I haven't tried
when
first
you're
person.
beating somebody up and you're It's great. I forgot they added that with GTA 5, and I'm glad they brought it over here.
Yeah.
It's kind of disorienting sometimes, but it also lowers the graphics a tiny bit. But
yeah, I love... the only game I hate is playing regular poker. I also don't like dominoes, but I do like... I haven't found Liar's Dice yet. But I do like... just... Oh, what is it?
Is it the 5-finger fillet?
No, I hate that because I suck at it. I stab myself every stinking time.
Yeah.
It's just regular poker, but not regular poker, but where you just get the 2 cards. It's like all the poker tournaments.
Texas Hold'em.
There we go. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name because I'm a dummy. But
yeah,
I'm good at that one because I can usually bluff my way around where I'm like, I get the card, and then I'll bump it up, and either they're like, I fold, or they're like, you got nothing, and then I steal all their money.
Yeah. That's the only time, like, I'll play for, like, half hour. I'll just go and play some poker.
Yeah.
It's a good poker simulator.
Yeah. Like, I'll do the Texas Hold'em. I stink at the normal poker just because there's too much with the 2 cards, and then getting the chance. So 7 cards, basically, that I can play with. Of course, gives me a better chance at a better hand, as opposed to my 5 cards, and I try and just play like normal poker. I suck at that.
I didn't know that was in there either.
It's there's a town southwest. It's kind of not a large town, but let's see here, Red Dead map.
I wonder if they have blackjack.
I mean, they have to with this size of game.
I really like blackjack. But there was one time I was in Valentine and playing poker at the saloon there. And it was just 2 of us left. And I almost had this guy cleared out. And then like 3 other dudes came in and bought in. I'm like, are you kidding me? I've been here for like 20 minutes whittling these guys' money down. And then I have to beat you 2. Is it Blackwater?
No, but you can't go to Blackwater.
And you will probably get shot, because I totally did.
I didn't realize that you could go to Blackwater for the longest time. And then I did a quest for it. I'm trying to think here.
Yeah, because there's some guy there you have to go free.
Yeah, you're Irish dude.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's like southwest. It's not Blackwater, but it's a little bit north of that. And there's a poker table kind of in a saloon up in the upstairs. And that's the place where I lost like $5 really quickly. And then they said some like jibe or some, stupid thing like, better luck next time. So I was like, I'm going to kill you all. So I did. I killed everybody. I saved my game, then I killed everybody. Yeah. And then a lot of people came in and I killed all them. And then finally they stormed, like they all came in, like 3 people up front, and I killed all those. Then people started pouring in from the back, and then they got me. But I took them all down with me.
Poker's serious business, man.
Yeah. Just don't make fun of me. Just be like, peace be with you, brother.
I like your hat. You got pretty eyes.
Yeah.
What else? Have you done what horse are you using? Are you using the big black one that you get from Hosea's mission?
No, I haven't done Hosea's mission yet.
Oh, you haven't?
Because I did the money collector one, and that was really fun. Which is really annoying because the first part of it, where I just got into a fight with a guy, got his money really quickly or whatever, didn't kill him. Second one was the guy who's like, it's my money. He's like the greenhorn on the ranch, and he rides away on his horse. And I caught him, and I hogtied him, and I took him to where, because I was like, I just pickpocketed him and looted the map off him. And then we went and got it. And I took him back to the ranch, and I just threw him on the porch. I was just going to leave him hogtied there.
Yeah.
And then the people inside the house were like, oh, you're going to get it now. So then I had to kill the 3 people in the house, even though I couldn't get in the house. So I just had to wait for them to like pop in the window and shoot him and kill him. And then so I was like, well, I might as well. So I just shot the guy in the head.
While he was
hogtied? Yeah, I was like, you're not going to come and get me. I'm not going to get in trouble for this. No witnesses.
You're just leaving a trail of bodies all over the West.
Then I went to the lady, and then the guy was like, you're not getting nothing from me, because the lady gave the money to the guy. So I got into a fight with him, And I'm not sure. I think I punch these people until they die. Because they always, like, I'm able to loot them like a dead body, and they give that little, because I usually uppercut them, and then they stand up straight, and then they're done.
Lights out.
And then this guy's like, I'm going to get somebody.
You gotta shoot him.
Well, I didn't shoot him. I ran it, because he's like, or Arthur was like, I didn't do nothing, I was just taking what's mine. And then the guy keeps on running away, so I lassoed him.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't even remember what I was supposed to forget. So I threw him on my horse, and I rode away with him. But then the stagecoach was coming, so I ran off the road. And I was like, I don't feel like running a long ways away with this guy. So I just like took him and threw him in some bushes and ran away.
Oh my God. It's the worst day of people's lives when they encounter you.
Yeah. But then the funny thing is, then the O'Driscolls were like shaking down this one guy, and I was like, you're not going to shake him down.
Yeah.
That's a horrible thing to do. So I killed the two O'Driscolls and then let the guy go.
Selective justice.
Yeah. I would not make a good Judge Dredd.
I felt bad about the foreign guy from some European country.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I felt bad about taking stuff from him.
I took stuff, but then, because I was able to collect enough, because he was the first one I went to.
Yeah.
And I collected enough for his debt. And then it also gives you a prompt where you're like, leave the house, but then you can also still interact with him.
Yeah.
And then Arthur's like, why are you standing there? So I opened the drawer, and it was like, you can take this wedding ring or something like that, which I didn't do, because I was like, I'm not that heartless. You can keep your wedding ring or your wife's wedding ring or whatever.
Yeah. I cleaned the house out because it just kept telling me, it's like I didn't get the
You need
enough.
more. You need more.
Yeah, so I had to take everything, and I'm like, this guy just needed money
for something.
He's not a bad person.
I know, and that's the funny thing. That's why it's really hard to be a bad person in this game, because I feel awful.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, unless somebody is an asshole.
Yeah, then I feel it's justified.
Yeah.
Oh, you spat close to me? How dare you? You're now going to get the piss beat out of you.
Quit breathing on me.
I think my favorite quest so far still is early on in the game, where Lenny comes back and you take him out for drinks. And then, everybody in the bar looks like Lenny, so the ladies are this black guy in a dress.
Yep.
You're like, Lenny! You're like, do I look like a Lenny to you?
That one was so fun. Just one drink.
And
then you end up, during that mission, the guy you're drowning,
I didn't drown him. Because I was still trying, that was in the beginning of the game, I was like, I'm going to be a good person.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to drown him, which I think is a good thing, because then the law came after me.
Mm-hmm. I figured, I'm like, there's no way that this can end well with me being this wasted. Yeah. So I'm better not add murder on top of it.
And I would have liked to have seen if I could have gotten away, because I ran to the fence and I missed my button prompt.
Yeah.
And then so I
I think I did the same thing. It's so hard to run while
when you're drunk. But the other, because when you're trying to find Lenny and it's like lemonade, or it's all the letters are all screwed up.
Yeah, that was fun.
Get everybody to do a conga line.
Yep. Don't you start a fight too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you start a fight, and then it just kind of, because I'm like, great, we're gonna get into another fight in this bar, and they're gonna hate us. But then it flips to like you dancing with everybody in the bar, and
then they remember that for so long too. Like, you're not gonna cause any trouble, are you? It's like, it was like a week ago. I'm sure there's been 90 fights since then.
Yep. There's a lot of fun stuff to do that's just
random.
That's actual quest, but that's just, some of the fun that's in the game. There's also, I think there's some UFO stuff. There's a lot of fun.
Is there?
I believe so.
Ooh.
I
thought I saw UFO on the way here. It was just one of those.
Did you see
radio towers?
Aldebaran, I think, or one of the stars was huge this last week, because I was working early, and it was right next to the moon.
Might have been Venus.
No, it wasn't, because I used the Starfinder and it wasn't a planet.
Oh.
Mars was one of them, and that was really cool, because that was like almost directly behind the moon, and it was actually kind of right a shoe to it. which is really cool. But no, this was an actual star. It wasn't Aldebaran. It was something with an A.
I don't know.
It could be
Antares, maybe.
Maybe, but it was super bright.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous. It was awesome. But that's neither here nor there. And there also are several different, not quests, but just different people you can meet. Like I know I don't know if it's the serial killer people, but there's like Nosferatu is somewhere in there because I've seen some videos on just Facebook.
What?
So there's a guy who was looks like a vampire who is, I don't know, eating a dead person.
Whoa.
And then so the guy who's playing Arthur just like lassoed him and tied him up. And I don't know if he took him outside or whatever, but and then there's also like this couple that drugged you and took all your money, and then you can go back and kill them and take all your money back and stuff like that.
Dang, I didn't. That's awesome.
So there's these cool little things that aren't probably part of the actual main storyline, but that are just add that nice little flavor to an already rich game.
Oh yeah.
And I've also come across this one town that was like just totally burned down. Besides the jail cell, and I think this is actually where I found my gold bar. Was in the, I think sheriff's office. There's a little lockbox or something like that under the desk, and you can pull it out. And I think that's where the gold bar was, I believe. Sweet. And then inside the jail cell, there were 2 dead people, but they looked like they'd just been left there. And so I tried to find stuff out about the town, but I mean there wasn't anything. It was all just burned down.
Just burned. I remember I found this house out in the woods that was full of beds and skeletons, with like half rotted, and it was like a death cult, kind of like Heaven's Gate.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Heaven's Gate, just 1800s.
It was
version.
so creepy because it's like, why the hell are there so many dead people? And there's one with a gun at a desk, and it has a note, and you read it. It's like this, just a death cult. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And have you found any dinosaur bones yet?
I found the lady, but I haven't found any dinosaur bones yet.
I've happened across like 3 of them randomly, which now I really want to play this game. But I've already told people I play Destiny.
You go home, you turn on your console, you then turn on your offline mode.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I'm having problems tonight, and then play Red Dead.
Yeah, internet's crappy, Centrelink, you know. But
so anyway, this is because there are about 3 games this year that are kind of in my top contention for Game of the Year, and it's Forza, Far Cry 5, and this. And I'm sure probably like Assassin's Creed is probably in your top list.
I haven't played it, but I'm sure it would be.
Oh, okay. I thought you played the new one.
No, there's so many new games that I want. I have to pick and choose.
Sadly, because I would really. I know in God of War is kind of on there. That was an amazing one.
That's definitely on my list, even though I haven't played much. Oh God, Spider-Man! I've played it at a friend's house, and it's incredible.
I'm hoping that will be the catalyst and the archetype for how they actually make superhero games in the future. Instead of just cash grabs for stupid parents to buy their kids. They actually made a good game.
Like the Superman game where you fight a tornado.
Yes, or where you have to fly through rings.
Ugh. That game was so bad. But it was cool how Metropolis had a health bar. Since Superman is invincible, it's kind of a cool mechanic. Yeah, there's just been... And in Battlefield 5, I'm sure that's going to be incredible.
Yep. And I feel bad, but this is the first year that I haven't, and I don't really feel... I mean, I feel bad because it's been a part of my life since, I don't know, Call of Duty, World at War, maybe the 1 or 2 before that.
Yeah.
So I think it was Call of Duty 1, 2, 3.
And then World at War. And there was Big Red One in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Or was that Medal of Honor? I think it might have been Medal of Honor.
Yes. Because I think it went Call of Duty 1, 2, 3. And then Call of Duty 4 was Modern Warfare. So I think it was Modern Warfare. I can't remember. I'll have to look at it. But I think it was Modern Warfare, then World at War, then it started with all the generational 2 people, then the 3. So, I mean, this is the first year I haven't gotten Call of Duty. I'm kind of glad because no single player, and that's usually what I do, is I play the single player on the hardest difficulty, and then I play them, and I don't let myself play the multiplayer until I beat the campaign.
Yeah. Hardest difficult, man, you just like pain.
Yeah. And the only one I haven't done that with is, I think, Advanced Warfare, where they have like the realistic, because that was awful.
No way. You probably get one shot and you're dead.
It was basically that. And there was one time I spent an hour and a half right in the very beginning of the game, because there's like one of the airplanes that can hover. I can't think what it's called.
Harrier
jet. Something like that, because it's set in the future, so it's not a Harrier jet, but it's something like that.
F-22 Raptor.
Sure. But I went left when I was supposed to go right, and left let me into a wide open area.
Just a death field.
Yeah, and so that was right at the checkpoint.
Oh god.
And so I just had to keep on hoping that they would just miss me. And they did for like a half an hour.
Hard difficulty. They have like pinpoint accuracy.
And so yeah, that was the one game I never finished on a hard difficulty. Was
that for a lot of people that would be the last time they played it, because that's like, it took, how long did it take you to get out of that area?
It was probably a good 45 minutes of me once I realized and started the mission, would be like an hour and a half the whole entire thing, but it was like 45 minutes of me just dying. And after, the first 15 we're like, all right, one more time, but after like 20 minutes you're like, all right, I'm just doing this until I beat it, because now I put so much time into this.
You have to do it.
Yeah. And then by 40 minutes you're like, come on, just seriously. Where you're basically angry tears swearing at the TV because
swear to God.
And then finally you're just, it's when you don't even try and you're just like, all right, fine, I don't even care anymore.
And then you do it.
And then you do it, and you're like,
it's a relief.
So then you get the next checkpoint, and then you're done.
Yep.
It's like, I'll come back to you never. And I think that's what happened.
We could all learn from you with your patience, David. It's incredible.
Probably more stubbornness than patience.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat this.
But I've heard a lot of good things about Black Ops 4.
I have too. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm not. Battle Royale is just not anything that I want to do.
I would say I don't like Fortnite or PUBG, but having Call of Duty, who is a juggernaut of the shooter franchise, do it, I feel like it would be better.
I think you're probably right, and I would like to try it, but at the same time, I don't want to pay $60 for just a multiplayer game. Something just rubs me wrong. Yeah. I know they need to make their money, besides the microtransactions that I'm assuming are still in this game as well.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. I can't bring myself to
understand.
I will, but I probably will. Maybe
once it goes on sale.
Yeah, but probably. Call of Duty games rarely go on sale.
They're cash cow.
Yeah. So we don't need to put them on sale.
See, I would think about buying it, but with the new Battlefield, and I prefer that style of gameplay.
But the one thing I am excited for is that they finally put bullet drop. I'm not sure if into the actual multiplayer game, but I know at least into the Blackout version there is a bullet drop, and thankfully, because while you can quick scope in Call of Duty Battlefield, it takes more skill.
Oh, definitely.
When you're farther away, like if you're up close, of course you can just and pop them and hope for the best.
Yeah, because it's just got a laser pointer.
Yeah, but
I get mad sometimes when people are because sniping in Battlefield 1 was was rampant.
That's all I could do.
You would lose games because people would just hang back and not capture points and snipe. But if there's one lone sniper 600 meters away from you, I'm not angry when they kill me because that was a good shot.
Yeah,
I could not have done that.
Not too long ago, because I posted on some Facebook or some from my PS4 share.
Yeah,
just on hitting. I don't think I hit any 600s, but I hit some close to 600s.
Yeah, it's so satisfying seeing that,
especially when they're moving and you just kind of okay, I'm gonna put it here, and then just ploo, and
it's doing shots when they're moving from long ranges like that meme where there's math equations popping off in your head. You're like, now.
Yeah.
Send it.
And then it just feels so good.
Yeah.
And especially when you see that number and you just keep on seeing all the little extra added bonuses that you get for it.
It's like, hell yeah.
That's right.
Creeping death. And then you probably get run over by a tank.
Yeah. Then I also posted one where it was me and another sniper, and I can't remember what map it was, but it was one of the not the Ardennes Forest ones, but it was like the mountain ones. So I was on the side of a hill, and they were on the side of a hill, and we were probably like 400 or 500 meters apart, and we were just trying to like pot shot at each other, but we were missing, so we were both honing in.
Yep.
And it's where you're like,
oh god.
You're trying to get the shot off quickly, and then of course he hit me, and then my body like rolled all the way down the hill.
Yeah.
And wouldn't give me the animation to like leave until I was done rolling.
And then it zooms in on him where he's at. It's like, you son of a bitch. But if he's dumb, he'll still be there when you respawn.
Yep. And I'm usually, I try to be a smart sniper, and I learned this from Day of Defeat, which is a Counter-Strike mod, which was just World War II. And I would get a couple kills, move to a different spot, get a couple kills, move to a different spot. And I could control, because there were certain maps where I'd just play, like, they had 24/7 this map, or Carrington.
Yeah.
Or this, that, or the other map. And so I had my favorite spots that I could just choke point, because I knew where people they could only come from, like, 3 different directions, and I would just kind of move my cursor from each spot.
Yep.
A couple seconds.
You knew the kill lanes.
And so I knew the kill lanes, and I was pretty good at Day of Defeat. I won't lie. Not a Counter-Strike person, but Day of Defeat I was amazing at.
Yeah. I remember in Battlefield 4 when they had the not trophy weapons, but like power weapons kind of would just randomly spawn, and there was one that was a 50 cal, pretty much a Barrett semi-auto, and it's a one-hit kill from at any range, and it's got a rangefinder on it and like a multi-powered scope, and you could just rain death. Because if you had somebody with you who's playing support, you could just unlimited ammo.
Yep.
And just get so many kills. That's like, I love the World War I and II games. They're fun, but I miss that 50 cal.
Yeah. And I think that Battlefield 4 was some of the most fun.
Oh yeah, it's one of the best, if not the best in the series.
And I don't know, that was a really fun one. That was just
it's alive and well.
Yeah, it's still good.
Yeah.
I think I have it on PS4.
Me too.
But I need to get all the DLC because there's so much.
Oh, there's like, but you'll probably never play those maps.
Yeah.
I know if you don't server browse, you'll just get into like a 24/7 Operation Locker.
Yep.
Which is my least favorite map. Because it's like, oh, I've found a lobby of all shotgun campers. And any corner you turn around, you will die. Oh, I was going to talk about Fallout 76.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of videos. I haven't played it yet. It looks terrible. And I don't think we should give Bethesda our money.
See, that's too bad, because Bethesda is one of those companies that I love.
It's just like, it's Bethesda, so it's a buggy mess.
Yep.
There's no NPCs, which there's audio logs, but I mean...
See, I think that's the one thing where they kind of, I think, lost a lot of people, is I think you should have given it a sparse, but still some NPCs besides players.
Yeah.
And just, because, I mean, you're basically coming out right after the bombs have blown up, correct? So is it 200 years after? I can't remember.
I think it's the most recent since of any of the Fallouts.
But either way, I think they should have done some NPCs just to give it a little bit of more...
Some depth.
Yeah, because more... I understand what they're going for is the sparseness and the bleak first people coming out of the vault, but I think it would have been cool to have 1 or 2 settlements that kind of made it out before you, or right along with you, and they're kind of building the world back.
And I guess it's like super low on content, which that's, with that kind of open world shared experience game, it's common.
Yeah, and if you don't get the player base, and especially with I think as bad as it kind of got just rained on with the streamers, that you need those human players to be that content, and if they're not coming, then it's just going to be a dead world.
And most people love Fallout because it is a single player experience, which I've always wanted. Like since Skyrim, like this would be so much fun if I could do it with my friends. I don't know. It kind of just feels like a half-assed attempt.
Well, see, I think the thing that when we're talking about it is, I mean, it's just like the remake for Final Fantasy VII. It's you want a certain thing, and then they go in a completely opposite direction.
Yeah.
Because if you wanted like Skyrim or Oblivion multiplayer, you basically just want somebody to come in and be able to play in the world that as it is.
Yeah, exactly. Just
instead of a totally completely different experience with two people. I mean, because technically you can already overpower your character to where the world isn't going to be able to touch you.
Oh yeah.
So two people, you're basically going in there to raffle stomp everything and to have some fun.
Just have fun.
Yeah, you're not looking to have a serious game time experience. Of
you're gonna
we're gonna get
mods where everything's like 999. Power.
I mean, you could do that, I guess, but
it is pretty fun going up to a low level dragon in Skyrim and one sword swing and it's dead. And like, I am death. But and the fact that they're still using the same engine.
Are they? I thought they rebuilt it.
I don't think they did too much to it. But I know, I'm sure, I've heard this, it might be a rumor, it might be false, but people said they're using the same engine for Starfield and the new Elder Scrolls, which I highly doubt, but I don't know who said that. But I know that they're probably working on a new engine for those games, and working on a new one for 76 is kind of pointless, and it would push the game out multiple years. But it's on its last gasp of air before it needs to die, because it's...
No, you're talking like the
76 engine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about the Fallout series.
Oh, no, more Fallout. But, like, looking at what we have with open world games...
See, I'm kind of actually... Sorry, I just was...
But, like, Spider-Man, Assassin's Creed, Red Dead, God of War, they're jam-packed with stuff, and they're beautiful.
Yeah, from the get-go. I mean, sure, there's some bugs in them, but...
It's not Bethesda bugs.
Yeah.
Like a chest, you try to open any chest on PS3 and Skyrim, and you brick your console. I
just feel that's part of the game now.
Yeah, it's the experience. Like some bugs, I like if they're fun and they don't ruin the experience. I like it. Like I remember there was like 7 clones of one guy in Skyrim outside of Whiterun, and he was stuck in the ground. All 7 of them, and they were at different angles. They're just all talking to me. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? But apparently a lot of the bugs in 76 are pretty bad and game-breaking. Like, people just disappear.
Oh.
And, like, high-level enemies that are going to drop you really good loot, they'll just gone.
Despawn.
Yeah. And... But seeing those open-world games we have now, compared to this, it just feels like a 360 game.
Yeah, like a step in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this will be something that they learn from and either patch in, NPCs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
I like the concept of it.
Yeah.
I hope they, especially with, I mean, we don't know anything about Starfield, but if it could be some multiplayer, not multiplayer, but you could have your friends with you in this, some space adventure, that would be fun. Like Destiny.
See, I would like, I'm hoping that the future of Fallout is kind of in different countries. I'd like to see a Fallout England or Fallout Europe or...
like Russia.
Yeah, it would just be fun to see something, because, I mean, we've kind of run the U.S. into the ground, because we've been in New England, we've been in Washington, D.C., we've been out west.
Yeah, Vegas,
and I don't know where 76 is set.
West Virginia.
So there you go. We're basically whole eastern seaboard, a little bit of the middle country, and then the west coast.
It's a good smattering of country.
And Alaska, technically.
Yeah, Cold Harbor.
Yep. And been to Pittsburgh, been to some swamp place, so some bayou.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I would like to see like a and then give us all English speaking, I mean, like, accent wise.
Yeah.
Or French or whatever. I think it'd be fun to go to some different country and some different perspective.
It'd be cool in like Paris with like a toppled Eiffel Tower.
That would be cool.
I bet you eventually they'll go there. Or they could go to like Fallout Bondurant.
Yeah. That'd be a really boring one.
There's like 6 buildings.
Yes. And here's Ankeny.
Yeah.
And they'll have hoity-toity, uptight, what are they called? Not zombies, but...
ghouls.
Ghouls.
Yeah.
They think they're better than everybody else.
We're like Ames. But yeah, I just feel like it's a swing and a miss for Bethesda on this one. Not as bad as Blizzard, who does Diablo.
Yep, they did.
I feel bad for all those developers, but they had to see this coming.
I feel like they didn't. I think they felt like this was going to be a good thing.
Like I think the community reaction was way too salty.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, you still have Diablo 2 and Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction that you can play. Sure, it's not a remake, but you also are getting WoW Classic. You're getting not Diablo, War... Oh, what am I trying to say here? Warcraft 3 Reforged.
Oh, yep.
But I understand that they were really expecting something Diablo 2, especially they should have realized that when they brought out the classic games guy and that Diablo 2 is in the classic games realm, that they were expecting you to say not Warcraft 3 Reforged, but Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction or Diablo 2 everything remastered.
But nope, it's a mobile game.
And that was a big swing and a miss on their part.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they lost tons of money, at least in stock valuation.
That just sucks. I'm sure it'll be good, but I mean...
Yeah, and it'll...
I'm just not I don't look at my phone and think, oh, that's a gaming platform.
And I think... Because there's a guy I listen to or watches, because he does a lot of Diablo 3 stuff, Riker. And he said maybe this is definitely not geared towards me, and it's geared towards a younger generation. And I think that's kind of, I mean,
that's true.
I think Blizzard needs to look forward and back and go, okay, a lot of the older gamers remember this. They have huge nostalgia for it. Give them this little thing for $40, but then also looking to the future. Here's also a mobile game for a lot of people who like to play on their games, younger kids who will spend tons of money.
Oh, they're going to make tons of cash with that.
So, I mean, and so I don't mind that they're doing that. It's just that they should have, I think, kind of run this through a beta test of like, hey guys, here's what we're thinking. Just sit down with some random 100 people and
like
be like, hey.
Maybe a Twitter poll. You guys want a mobile game? No?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that was
99% no.
But, so it doesn't bother me. I think they should have just been like, they should have done like the way back in the day when, Sega Saturn was like, we're going to be $299.99 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Sony was like, we're going to be
even cheaper.
Yeah, I can't remember what, but I mean, they basically came out swinging, and it probably was just that they're like, well, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And there was no plans. It was like $3.99, and now we're going to be $2.99 or cheaper.
And they just came out of the gate like, we got a mobile game. Yeah. Aren't you excited?
And been like,
it could have been like an Apple One More thing.
Yeah. And because it
kind of like Bethesda at E3 with their mobile Skyrim, whatever it is.
Yep.
It's free, and there's like, oh, it's a little cherry on top of everything else.
But they could have just been like, all right, we're doing an Audible, and just to let you guys know, on top of this mobile game, to be determined later, Diablo 2 coming out for remaster.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, all right, guys, we got to make this happen.
But to have that,
get the people on it,
big conference from, and then to have the bottom fall out, it's like, but people did react very shitty.
They were,
especially live when they were the
Q&As.
Oh God.
I mean, I can understand their questions, and a lot of, because I mean, this is a huge franchise that people are invested in, and of course they leaked Diablo 4. Of course, we knew that was coming, but who knows when. But I mean, it is what it is.
It's kind of like The Last Jedi. It subverted expectations.
Yeah. I still feel like that just demolished any lore or any kind of...
The Last Jedi?
Was that the one that had the ship that just shot into the other ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. It just is like, well, now we know how to beat everybody. So now the rebels are going to do it. And then, I know they're not going to, but they could do it. And then also the Empire could just do it and be like, hey, take all these TIE fighters.
Yeah.
Thousands of them.
Everybody's just going to ramming speed.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I saw that movie like 2 or 3 times in theaters, and it was like honeymoon phase. I loved it.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
this is the best Star Wars movie.
Visually, it was beautiful.
Yeah,
and I mean that scene was just awesome.
With but at the same time, wide pan of and
I mean, and then the effect of it going through and just like the wave that it created, it was just super stellar and amazing. But at the same time, you're like, oh, and that just killed single thing in the lore.
Yep.
I mean, you took everything that George Lucas had stupidly put up there as canon, and then we're like, no.
Having thought about how I think Last Jedi sucks, it's made me like the prequels more because they're just, they're bad. We get it. They're bad.
I don't mind them.
But they're fun.
Yeah.
They're fun movies.
And they also did spawn some good stuff. Like Jedi Power Battles came out because of it, because you got Qui-Gon Jinn, you got Mace Windu, Plo Koon, all these other different characters are just kind of sprinkled in there.
Not Sidious, Maul.
Yeah. I don't know if he was a playable character, but...
Oh, okay.
It would have been cool if he was.
He was in Tony Hawk.
Was he?
Character, yeah.
That's awesome. But I mean, you also had that. You had my favorite racing game, one of my favorite racing games for the N64, which was the Pod Racer. And that was fun. So, I mean, a lot of good stuff came out of it. I didn't mind the movies because I was a young high school kid. So I loved them.
You're right in the age bracket where it was...
Like, I remember my mom bought the VHS for me, and I was like... And so I stayed up, like, she got it for me on some Friday.
Yeah.
So I stayed up and watched it that night, and I remember just kind of dozing off, but still staying up to watch, the epic battle between Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan, and Darth Maul.
The song during that fight is like one up with the main theme and Darth Vader's theme. That's my third favorite song in all of Star Wars.
And because I remember as a kid, I used to love Star Wars. Like I literally loved it so much that I wanted other people to watch it with me so that they would love it as much as I did. So, like, I remember they weren't my aunt and uncle, but we had people that we called like aunt and uncle so I can't remember. And they were over and they were sleeping in our basement in our pull-out couch or whatever. And I just remember like running down there probably at 6 a.m. and sticking in the VHS of
everybody
like,
wake up.
Yeah, we're
it's
watching
time for Star Wars. I did the same thing kind of a couple weeks ago with my parents. I had them watch Blade Runner 2049, and like it's in my top 5 favorite movies of all time, along with the original Blade Runner. And I'm like, you guys are in for a treat. I hyped it up so much, and I love that it's a slow, methodical movie. And I looked over like halfway through, and they're both asleep. I'm like, God damn it! Don't you know this work of art you're getting to watch? And my mom's like, she hated it. Like, you don't get art. You don't get it. And then my dad's like, well, you want to watch the first one tonight? My mom's like, yeah, let me go to bed. You just don't.
You uncultured swine.
Yeah. I'm just sitting there stirring my wine with my black turtleneck on. Well, mark this down as another episode where the topic got away from us.
As it should. You'd expect nothing less.
No, it wouldn't. It would be wrong of us not to go
to do
down
what we do best.
Like 17 rabbit holes.
Yeah. It's in our wheelhouse.
Oh, we have to have AJ here so we could talk about our poops if you want.
I would love to talk about our poops. Nothing would make me happier.
Me too. I've been pooping.
Me too.
It's been 5 out of 10. Prefer not to. Well,
I would say in the first little bit, because I spent maybe about 20 hours-ish or so, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more. I would say on a scale of 10 that this is probably anywhere from like a 7 to an 8.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of repetitiveness just by going here, going there, going here, going there. But I don't mind it. Like I said, it just is something that you get to take in such beautiful stuff. And along the way of these long trips, there's always like some question mark or some
legendary animal to hunt.
Or you get chased by wolves and you blast them with your shotgun.
And you fall over a rock on your horse and then the wolves get you.
That didn't happen to me, but I did rocket myself off a cliff because I was going and because it was in Blackwater and I was like, I'm just going to stay off the road. So I just was running straight for my marker instead of going on the road like you should. Because I was like, oh no, there's going to be people on there. They're going to find me.
The law.
Even though it probably wasn't going to happen. And so then I wasn't paying attention, and it wasn't even like a super high cliff, but it just was one that my horse was like, all right, we're doing this, and went, no! And then we died, and then I had to start all over again. That is the one annoying thing, because I find myself, like, a lot of times, I can't remember, is it X that restarts the mission?
Yeah.
And I always find myself, because X seems to be the button that you push for other stuff that's like immediate. And then I'll find myself hitting next. I'm like, oh, crap, I have to start the whole entire mission again instead of starting from the last checkpoint. That's
why I have 20 hours, and you played for like 10, and the rest is restarting.
Yep.
Yeah, I would give it 8.75 to a 9.
That's good.
Because I love games that you can just get lost in, and you check your watch, and it's like 6 hours later.
Those are the best.
And it doesn't feel like it.
And the best part is, in that 6 hours, you've done nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
At least, like, main quest-wise, you've done nothing.
Yeah, in other games, you're, like, 9 levels higher. Yeah. And this one, you've, like, I shaved.
Yeah, I did. I refused to shave.
I'm waiting for that level 10 beard.
Yeah. But you should get it.
If you already haven't. It's the fastest-selling media of all time.
Yep. And with good reason.
Yep. Totally.
It is gorgeous. So get it, enjoy it. Probably going to be some kind of special on Black Friday.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
And that'll probably be the last time it goes down in price.
So enjoy it. Get it while you can.
I bet at Target they do the deals where you buy 2 and you get 1 free. I bet.
Well, that's not bad.
You could probably swindle them that way. But give those workers that did 100-hour weeks some money.
Yeah. Definitely, because they deserve it.
I think 50-hour work weeks are bad.
Yeah. It's crazy. Well, this has been 30 Nerdy. My name is David.
I'm Brady. Word to your moms.
Word to your moms. Or your dads.
Yep, equal opportunity.
That's right.
See ya.
See ya.